Welcome to the Real Estate Majlis podcast, where we dive into the latest real estate insights and trends. Whether you are a seasoned investor or a first-time buyer, our podcast is here to provide valuable information and expert advice. This episode is powered by Beirut, the UAE's leading property platform and proud member of the Dubizo Group. Whether you're buying, selling, or renting, Beirut connects you with real estate solutions tailored to your needs using innovative tools like TrueCheck, TrueEstimate, TrueBroker, and Beirut GPT. From finding your next home to advertising your listings with confidence, Beirut offers real photos, real prices, and real properties, helping you make informed decisions in the market.
Welcome to a new episode of Real Estate Majlis. My name is Mahmoud Al-Barai and my co-host Cecilia. Very glad to have a very special guest today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Kika Pavese,
Yes.
MD of MD Real Estate from Abu Dhabi. Welcome to Real Estate Majlis. Great to have you with us today.
It's an honor, honestly, to be here. Thank you so
Honor
much.
is ours.
Thank you so much. And just jumping to the first question, you've built a great brand, MD Real Estate, focusing on Abu Dhabi, and you've also started your own short-term leasing company. So can you tell us what gaps in the market you were addressing as MD that you're solving these problems using your products?
I mean, MD's, it's a beautiful brand, you know, like for me, the idea behind it was the way, how can I promote Abu Dhabi further? And I'm a strong believer in Abu Dhabi. I call myself Abu Dhabi number one fan. So I thought that I needed a tool, a channel to promote Abu Dhabi, especially after COVID. During COVID, we changed the brand, we changed the logo, we changed everything around because we just wanted to be Abu Dhabi. So I always say that MD is Abu Dhabi, and that's the idea behind it and why we created this brand.
Why Abu Dhabi?
Maybe because it was the emirate that I moved in 2012. And I just feel so much at ease. It's family. It's steady growth. It feels so much like home. And every time I would come to Dubai, it would be crowded and fast and busy. And I was like, no, the Abu Dhabi has so much potential. And I also saw an opportunity to be one of the first agencies in Abu Dhabi when the Dubai market was already
Going, yeah.
Exactly.
And people are very busy now in Dubai, yes.
Not great. I mean, Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE, and they're still undervalued markets. So being there, tapping on this market is a great strategy. You've seen the post-2008 correction, the oil price dip, COVID, and boom. So the question is, what all these circumstances have taught you about real estate market in the UAE and Abu Dhabi more specifically?
I think that every time there is a situation, the UAE comes back stronger. So I wasn't here in 2008, but I was here in COVID. And what happened after COVID was absolutely amazing for the real estate market, especially in Abu Dhabi, that didn't have the same maturity as Dubai market. So what shows me that every time the UAE is exposed to a conflict, to a situation that can damage its reputation, it just comes back stronger. So that's amazing, I would say.
Our point, I think, from 2021 to now, we're seeing the growth in Abu Dhabi numbers that are, from a capital appreciation point of view, I've seen 100%, 200%.
160%.
Yeah, in terms of price. Do you think there's still margin for growth? Do you
Yes.
think there are specific areas or master plans that you're a big believer, the same passion you have in the Abu Dhabi as a capital in terms of specific master plans you have a lot of confidence in?
I mean, I believe in Abu Dhabi overall. I think there's still a lot of land to be developed. There is a massive lack of supply, which puts us in a very good position in terms of capital growth.
Yeah.
The other projects will stabilize, will become more mature. The new projects will come up and open new opportunities for new investors, for new end users, for new people coming to Abu Dhabi. So yes, there is a massive potential of capital growth still.
And any preferences of certain locations?
Personally, I have my own preference, but it really depends on who you have in front of you. I am a strong believer of Yas Island. Yas Island being closer to Dubai, being the hub of entertainment, and Disney, of course.
Yes.
So I do believe a lot in Yas Island. Saadiyat being the luxury, the culture.
Segment, yeah.
Yes. So these two areas are two areas that I strongly believe in, but that doesn't erase the other the other developers and the other
Sure.
areas that are also very good. Maybe less entrance ticket,
Right.
but also very good opportunities.
The luxury market in Abu Dhabi is growing significantly. I think the Saadiyat Culture District area, it's going to be, for the next 2-3 years, I would sign it off, that will probably be one of the most expensive square footage in the world, just for what attracts in terms of where in the world you have with 1 kilometer distance from another, the Louvre, Abu Dhabi, the Guggenheim. So what we're experiencing in that particular area, I find is something never to be seen or developed, from the
so
education
unique.
perspective as well. We have NYU, Sorbonne, Craney. So there's so many high quality education hubs around that master plan as well. So that's probably my favorite if I can pick one.
Saadiyat Island. Yes, I agree.
Mahmoud.
We need more.
I'm waiting, Mahmoud.
I'll buy the first property in Abu Dhabi soon. I'm
With
a big
MD
believer.
I
Real
just want to
estate.
leave a record that in 2026, Mahmoud said he's buying Abu Dhabi,
with MD Real Estate.
and I shall do a post about it when he's signing the contract as well.
Lara, definitely, I believe in Abu Dhabi and the great potential of Abu Dhabi. I'm looking at Yas giving all the entertainment that
Yeah.
are coming there.
Yeah.
So having Disney in Abu Dhabi, that will be a game changer.
Yeah,
And I
yes,
think it will raise the prices and it will be more of long-term value added. But the question that we always ask, Dubai has been well known as attractive force for long-term investors, but also speculators. Abu Dhabi has been always seen as an end users market. So how do you see things? Are they still the same in terms of Abu Dhabi still attracting end users, or we started to see different kind of profiles of investors?
Yes, I mean, end users are still there. So you look at Abu Dhabi, you look at all the government companies that are based there, and you have lots of employees that have been here for 10, 15 years, and they've always been tenants. So after COVID, you saw a shift into these tenants becoming end users and landlords, so buying their own properties. And I can tell you for the past 3 years, and of course, Cecilia, you can also validate these, the international market in Abu Dhabi gain a lot of exposure. So that's when we start seeing more international attraction. And the minute Abu Dhabi is positioned globally, that's when you start seeing a mixed and not so much end user only investments coming.
Obviously, being the capital is not so dependent on the GDP on oil. It participates on a higher portion of the value of the GDP, but the tourism is still very important. The easy to do business, ADGM is a huge, important hub, is where the sovereign wealth sits. Overall, as Kika said, there's been an incredible amount of non-resident customers. And I like to create a definition between international, because sometimes we talk about international, we're referring to expats. Now we're talking about people who do not have a visa here, and they want to enter the market with real estate, and slowly they acquire maybe a golden visa or through property or through companies they set up, and eventually move and domicile their business in the UAE as well.
Yeah.
And back in the days, you would speak about the UAE, like at least for me back home, and people would say Dubai.
Yeah.
But then I think DCT and Aldar played a massive role when they bring celebrities to promote their projects. You know, all of that combined really exposed Abu Dhabi and saying, okay, the UAE is not just Dubai. There is another emirate there. It's actually the capital.
Yeah.
And I believe that also put us in the good spotlight for more people to come.
In general, I think the UAE has been really good in terms of creating collaborations with celebrities and well-known people who genuinely believe, obviously, in what they're sharing. I think a lot of conversations I personally had is that, they do not sign contracts. It's just not a financial engagement. It is something that they believe in because they don't want to jeopardize their own reputation with things that do not create value. So obviously, influencer marketing is a way of provide awareness. You know,
Of
it
the
drives
value,
a lot of
Yes.
tourism. It drives a lot of curiosity, and that
Correct.
curiosity allows people to start inquiring and creating that kind of flow, the funnel of, you know, whether they're going to buy, they're going to move, and so on.
I mean, we know that Disney is coming to Abu Dhabi. We know that means a lot to Abu Dhabi real estate market, but also we know that Abu Dhabi is the capital, and it's the, as Cecilia said, it's house for ADGM, ADNOC. Does that all give confidence on the long-term kind of value creation in Abu Dhabi real estate market to investors?
Of course it does. And you have to look at the CV of Abu Dhabi, let's put it like that, the track record. You know, when you're buying a property, you need to look at the developer, everything they've built, how they act and everything. Abu Dhabi is the same. So the way Abu Dhabi grew in the past years, it really shows stability. Of course, we have all these big companies based in Abu Dhabi, but in the end, it's the UAE, you know. But Abu Dhabi positioned itself steady growth. It's resilience. It's a consistency. That's how I see Abu Dhabi.
I'm going to throw a little controversy here. A lot of newcomers to Abu Dhabi in terms of developers, let's say mid-side or developers who have not had the experience in Abu Dhabi but had experience in Dubai and other Emirates, brings competition to the Emirates. But I have a concern because sometimes I see developers coming to market with these EOIs, expressions of interest, taking money from customers, and not necessarily providing them a sales and purchase agreement straight away. Now, what is your take from a competition perspective? You think it's healthy for the market, or you think it should be more restricted? And what is your view on EOIs? Do you think they work?
It depends on the terms and conditions of the EOIs.
Yes.
They will work I think the EOIs are important to understand the demand of that project. And at least they need to be refundable, let's put it like that, if the investor does not want to proceed. And I agree with you, you know, and I think that's a little bit what oversaturated the market in Dubai. I'm not a Dubai expert to tell you 100%, but I do believe that coming lots of developers do inflate the market quite a lot.
Yeah.
I am a conservative person, so I do like the conservative approach. As my side of real estate agent, I don't like to sell what I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to have milestones. I need to have an escrow account. I need to have a tracking record to really be able to sell, because I don't want that client or myself as an investor, because I'm a big investor in Abu Dhabi as well, to in 3-5 years time to have a problem or a reputation problem.
And actually, as a general knowledge, and I'm just going to throw in, and it's not 100% the truth, but it's the truth when it comes to a lot of the times, developers will use the expression of interest, the EOIs document, as Kika rightfully said, to assess the market demand. But one should be very cautious, because sometimes I've seen documents where they say that a deposit is non-refundable. And I think sometimes there's a lot of pressures from the broker to say, no, if I'm putting down that 100,000, 50,000, I don't want to waste my time. So forcing the developer to write agreements that give the buyer the impression that if he's committing, he is committing. But the reality is it is refundable, whether it is written or not. And the second thing is, once the developer issues a sales and purchase agreement, as per ADREC, you must register the contract in 30 days, right? So again, if a developer is not providing you your registration, I mean, everything in life, there is you need to be reasonable, right? So maybe sometimes there's some delays for administrative reasons. But it's been 6 months, you haven't got you sign your SPA and you haven't got your registration, that's a red flag. Because again, going back to the EOI, sometimes people get what they call exemptions to launch, but it doesn't mean they have registration yet. So people should be cautious. I'm not saying this is a tool that is an evil tool, but it's a tool I believe people need to be careful. I rather work with developers or buy from developers where I know I'm getting my sales and purchase agreement straight away.
You need to read your sales and purchase agreement.
Let alone that. I mean, brokers do not read. So many times I go into conversations like, have you actually spent time reading the contract before you even offering? ask the developer to give you a copy. Now, ADREC have standardized the contracts.
Yes.
It's a template, right? You need to read one time.
Yes. You need to know what you're buying.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Kika, how do you deal with all the competition? I mean, you were one of the first comers to Abu Dhabi real estate
It's very
market.
busy at Abu Dhabi now, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's busy, right? Developers, some even Dubai
No, brokers,
developers,
many new brokers. All the Dubai brokers now setting up shop in Abu Dhabi the last 12 months, right, Kika?
Yes.
So how do you deal with all this competition?
I mean, I think competition is always good. I learn a lot from our competitors. I do have a good relationship with the big agencies in Abu Dhabi. There is market for everyone. I do believe in doing the right thing, the way you, as a broker, the way you sell. I have a very particular approach. For me, it's not about quantity; it's about advising. So, and I can tell you that many agencies do not act like this. So that just puts me in a better place. But competition is good. I think many to come, and I think it just makes you want to be better and pushes you to the next level. That's how I see competition.
If you had a wish list, what would you like brokers in Abu Dhabi to stop doing right now?
Cashbacks.
Cashbacks.
Yes.
Oh, let's talk
that's
about
everywhere, yeah.
cashbacks.
Cashbacks.
Oh, have a long time we don't talk about. Explain what cashbacks are, Kika.
So cashbacks, basically, when you sell an off-plan property,
Right.
you're paid by the developer. And of course, all agencies have access to the developer's portfolio, and they try to convince that specific buyer to go with them, and they offer, I'll give you 2%, I'll give you 1%. Sometimes I'll give you the full commission, so I can just register your sale with me, so I can go on the high rank and be top 10 with Aldar, for example.
Ah.
It really destroys me, because I always tell my agents, this is your salary. And like, you don't go to the doctor and ask 50% discount, do you? So why would we do that? You're not just doing that transaction. You're there for life, until that, like, forever with that person. It's a long-term relationship. Don't cheapen yourself, please.
Oh, I can't talk. I need a whole
I know,
podcast
I
to talk
know.
about. I mean, Mahmoud does. They said don't start on the
Please.
cashback conversation.
That would be...
No, but come on.
It's unethical, we know, but it's not very easy to be found out. I mean,
There are customers that later call the developer to complain that they haven't got their cash back. And somehow now what the developer is supposed to do?
Wow.
Because they promise the cash back, and a lot of times they don't give. They get them to sign the documentation,
And they
and then the
don't give,
broker
yeah.
disappears and pretend it never... Because again, it goes back to the basics, right? Is a relationship built on a transaction is not a relationship. So therefore, that customer do not see you as someone who adds value. They see you as someone that might give them a discount that might not even happen. So people should be careful with that.
I've
Promise.
never heard that before, so that's a good one.
Oh, no, it's true.
Good luck with your cashback.
Yeah, good luck with your cashback, because a lot of the times they don't pay the customer.
Yeah.
But
And
do not call me. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not
not
like, nothing to do
responsible.
with me.
Yeah.
I was offered, even, like, because I'm an investor as well, so my number is in databases and everything. So when there's new projects, I was already offered. Sometimes people don't know who they're calling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What I do when I get cold calls, I get the broker to come and meet me in the office.
Ooh, that's intimidating.
No, but they think I'm a buyer.
Okay.
It's fun.
Do you offer cashbacks?
My last question to you, Kika. I have a 2 million dirhams.
You,
And
Mahmoud?
I want to invest in Abu Dhabi, yes.
Okay.
What you tell me, where to buy, what to buy.
It's not about the money, okay?
I'll put the money
Yes,
aside.
let's put the money aside. It's about you. I always tell this to my agents. Who is in front of you? Let's understand the profile. Who are you? Are you an investor? Do you want your money straight away? Your return on investment? Can you wait? So we need to understand.
Yeah.
Let's say that you are an investor, you own multiple properties, and you're not looking to have a return on your investment straight away. You're building a portfolio. Then I would say, let's go off plan. Why? Because when you buy a ready property, you have to put a lot, what I call the dead money. So it's the commission, it's the ADM fees, it's just adds the mortgage fees, adds. So if you're not in a rush to get your return on investment, your rent and everything, I advise you to go off plan. Why off plan? Because you're buying at the beginning of that project. You're not paying commission already, you're saving some money there. Some offers you will be able to save ADM fees, Abu Dhabi municipality fees. Without the ADM fees, you're saving at least 6% on the purchase price. And then you just wait and see your property being built, gaining value, and then when the handover comes, you can get the mortgage, and it will be, let's say, 40%, which is easier for you to get a mortgage, and then your property can be leased, or you can flip it during construction if you have paid 30%. So it's a very straightforward approach, and it really depends on who do you have in front of you. I have a great project.
Convince which one?
That's for another podcast then. I just want to leave. I would like you to educate the viewers on the Abu Dhabi real estate from registration fee, value, any rules or regulations that you think people should be aware. I think sometimes people don't understand that each emirate has its own jurisdiction. So what would be the highlights of the Abu Dhabi market that you think as a fact, and if there's anything that you think is important to share with the audience?
Buying a property cannot be a quick transaction.
True.
And even if it's off plan, which is in the market, unfortunately, in Abu Dhabi, not fortunate, of course, there's a lot of off plan transactions, but the majority of brokers, that's all they know.
Yeah.
And when they reach handover, then they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you sit with a good broker that puts everything on the paper for you. Yeah. What are all the fees involved? What are all the fees on buying? What is the commission? What does that mean? What is ADM? What is mortgage? Do you know their mortgage fees?
Yeah.
A fee on the mortgage that you're getting.
Yeah.
NOCs, all of that needs to be put in writing. You need to understand exactly what you're paying, dirham by dirham, to understand, can I go ahead or not? When someone sends you this word that I hate, distress deal, how distressed is that? Where are all the fees? Let's put them on the paper. And I'm going to tell you something that I'm a bit ashamed of. I only found out what all the fees were when I bought my first property. No, I wasn't advising properly, and no one advised me properly. So when I went through the process of buying a property and handover, when my first property was in Water's Edge, I was like, oh my God, I have to pay this, I have to pay that. And I was like, just keeps accumulating. And I was like, I've been doing this job all wrong. So that's when I'm like, okay, this is how we explain. And the minute you sit with someone and you truly explain, people leave the room and they're like, oh my God, I'm so confident that I can buy with this person.
That's great advice. Thank you, Kika.
It's
a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to have a second episode in Abu Dhabi to follow.
Put it up on my property.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Property.